Well, what's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and welcome to episode 220 of my weekly Q&A show titled People's Questions. As you can see, I'm back here at home, and we have probably one of the easiest and shortest and simplest episodes of the People's Questions I've had in a long time, because we've only got about 6 questions from all regulars. So jumping right into the first question, coming from Glenn Gashard, and you want to know, do I think the Russo brothers should direct the future DC movies like Justice League? Absolutely. I don't mean to jump on the bandwagon, but Civil War was a great film. And comparing that to Batman vs. Superman is just not fair, because the Russo brothers actually know how to use their characters. They know how to keep the plot going. They know how to control pacing. They know how to make every character seem important and significant. And they know how to tell a coherent storyline, not just make something look good. Zack Snyder is a visual director. He is not good at storytelling, and the idea that you were giving him all this power without any restrictions means that Justice League, both parts 1 and 2, are going to be absolute mess. Because if Batman vs. Superman had to do so much to set things up, Justice League has to do so much more. And we've already been proven that he can't do that. So I'm not even excited for Justice League one bit. So if they could somehow bring the Russo brothers over to DC, which is probably unlikely, I'm sure Disney and Marvel has some locked down, I think we would be in for a very, very interesting film. But sadly, due to the powers that are, we're never going to get that. Pity. Next question comes from Santiago Scarpino, and you want to know, what is my favorite to least favorite Final Fantasy minigame? That's not really a tough one, but kind of simple. I don't really play too many minigames throughout Final Fantasy. I mean, Blitzball, I would say Blitzball is my favorite from Final Fantasy X, although they kind of messed up in X-2. I don't really like the little numbers card game that they have in X-2. And then when you go to Final Fantasy VII, you know, you gotta do the Chocobo racing. Don't really do anything else in that one. And then when I really think about the other games, as far as I know, 6 doesn't, anything that's like 6 to 1, I don't think they have mini games. I don't think 9 has mini games. 12 might have mini games, but I can't think of any. So apart from Blitzball and 10 and Chocobo Racing and 7, I can't really think of any other mini games that I really enjoy. The next question comes from Dr. Hino 419, and you want to know, if I were a big boss, what would I do? I don't know what I would do. I mean, okay, I'm a soldier, I just killed the boss, but, you know, I don't want to really get in any trouble, I don't really want to do any missions, so I guess I would just retire and enjoy the quiet life. I mean, that's what Big Boss did for a good 7 years before he was kind of forced out of retirement, so I guess retire. I don't want to be a soldier anymore and be a tool used by the government for their own needs, I guess. Next question comes from JDS4696, and you want to know, do I think Prince will get his own music-based video game? No. No offense to any Prince fans out there. I mean, I was never really a big Prince fan myself, but he's no Michael Jackson. You have to think about, is he profitable? And although Prince was definitely an icon during his time, I can't really see a reason why he would be profitable in video games now. I mean, even back in the 90s, Michael Jackson, he certainly was a fan of video games. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, he had a big deal with Sega. I mean, Michael Jackson had his own game, even back then. But Prince, there's really not much you could do. Unless you want to do, like, a Guitar Hero or you know, a rock band type of Prince game. I don't even think that would sell very well. I mean, it's kind of hard to make Prince appealing to this younger generation. I think it's just really hard, so I don't think it's even worth the try at this point. Next question comes from Gus Monster, and you want to know, who's my favorite PlayStation mascot? Now this, I actually like this question. This is my favorite question of the episode, because I actually had to sit down and think about this, and I was kind of jumping around. And I've come to the conclusion that if I can really narrow it down to one mascot, it would have to be, at this point, Ratchet and Clank. Because if I really go down the list of all the other mascots, they all have quirks and things about them I don't like. But Ratchet and Clank is the one pair that if I really dissect their character and what they've done, their consistency with their games, there's nothing really about them I don't like. Everything about them I like. I mean, even if you go to games like with God of War with Kratos. I mean, Kratos is a badass character, don't get me wrong, but his character's a bit too more one-dimensional. He's all about revenge and anger, and I know that's what he's all about, but I kind of like a character who has more depth. And then when you go to someone like Nathan Drake, he's a much more likable character, and his games are great, but in some games he's kind of more boring. In one game, especially in Uncharted 3, he was like a bit of an asshole, and I didn't really like him in that game. And now that I've just gotten done with Uncharted 4, he kind of does some things in there I don't really like. So he and a number of the other PlayStation mascots, they all have issues. They all have things about them as characters I don't like. But Ratchet and Clank is the one pair that I legitimately cannot think of a solid thing about them that I don't like. So it would have to be Ratchet and Clank. And the last question comes from Matthew Vader, and you want to know, what is my favorite or least favorite DC animated movie? Let's just narrow this down to the absolute worst DC animated film of all time. That is really quite easy. This is a movie, I'm not even sure if I've seen it. I can't remember it. I've owned it for years. As far as I know, it is a complete waste of time and money. And as I said earlier, I don't know if I've watched this, but this was given to me as like a birthday present. The only reason I haven't thrown it away is because I don't throw away birthday gifts. But that has to be Wonder Woman. I have never liked the Wonder Woman character. I think that she's like, on all of DC, I think Wonder Woman is like the one character I'm not supposed to like, and therefore I don't like this movie. I can't remember if I've seen it. I've had this movie for God knows how long, and I have no intention of watching the upcoming live-action Wonder Woman movie, even though they just finished shooting. So yeah, if there's any animated DC movie that's made that I can legitimately say I don't like, it would be this one. Even though I have absolutely no idea what it is about, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty shitty. And with that, those are all the questions that you guys sent for this particular episode. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode in 2221, be sure to type them in the comments down below, but make sure you limit it to only one question per person. And like always, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe to keep track of my future videos. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.